I think we feel very disappointed, but they cannot change the analysis and the judgment of the game. I think we were very competitive against a team that is a very good team that was fighting for the Premier League last season.
It's a mixed feeling, you know, because you want to come here and you want to win, and I think we have the capacity to win it. But when we are not at our level, then you come an average team, and when we increase the level, you could feel that we could be the better team and win the game.
Yeah, obviously very disappointed to not get the 3 points. It's a very good side, one of the best teams in the league, and we went toe-to-toe with them.
It's a frustrating one because I think you see in the second half again, like Man City last week, what we can do and what we can be. First half was probably the most sloppy we've been in terms of all season, in terms of sloppy passes, giveaways, duels. But look, 90-minute football match, you know, it can swing both ways, and in the end to come to Stamford Bridge, so to get a point and stay unbeaten, I think it's a real good thing for us.
No coach can prepare for a goal like Mudryk scored for you today. In the commentary, I thought he meant it. Did he mean it?
Yes. To be honest, he tried. He knew the position of the keeper, that it's possible to score from this position.
Carrie Brown, being Sports Mikel, Arteta, what a comeback, because in the first half you just didn't really seem yourselves. Talk us through, first of all, the opening goal, the penalty. Do you believe Palmer should have been on the pitch? Do you believe it was a handball?
Well, I already been booked by trying to express my feelings, so I prefer not to make a comment because I think it's very obvious.
You can tell us why you think it's obvious, and you can also say you think maybe the decision was incompetent. That's within the rules. What have you seen that you're not happy with?
Well, if I express my feeling, it's because it's different to what I saw in TV, for sure.
Okay. But so you think basically it wasn't a handball, or you think he shouldn't have been on the pitch?
I already said so. Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on. You have a lot of sympathy. There's a big debate in our studio. Andy Gray thinks it wasn't a sending off. Richard Keys thinks it is. So there's a lot of margins on both of that. Then let's look to the second goal. Mudryk, many thought he wouldn't have meant it, but it's actually just revealed that his goalkeeping coach, Tony Jimenez, says that actually Raya does come out for the ball and to loop it over him. Is that a concern for you? Because he's obviously...
That it was intentional?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. It didn't seem to me, I seen the image, but yeah, if they've done it on purpose, credit to them.
You have decided that there's two goalkeepers going for the positions, that it's 1 and 2 and it's interchangeable. But it's created a bit of a soap opera around whether that can happen. I love new ideas and coaching ideas. I absolutely agree with you, it can work. Is it a worry for you, though, that now people are clamouring and saying Ramsdale needs to come in and Raya's distribution hasn't been gone today? There seems to now be a lot more attention on that number 1 spot.
Yeah, if I have to write what was going to happen, that was all written, because I was expecting it.
Okay, let's look at the comeback. Declan Rice driving forward, a goalkeeping mistake from Chelsea, and he just drove so much of that in the second half. How commanding is he? I know you fought to get him, but how his perseverance leads you?
He was brilliant again. I thought he had a really good game. I think when we dropped into the 6th position and with the changes, I think he increased the level and he really gave the team a different dynamism as well. And he played, and scored a really important goal that gave us belief and momentum in the game.
Saka's beautiful cross. He'd been really marked out of the game by Cucurella, but that just the moment of brilliance when needed, and Trossard, a superb finish. How much confidence does that belief give you that you can bounce back from dropping points in this title race?
Well, and doing it at Stamford Bridge, you know, that's a huge credit to the players for their determination, their belief, and then the quality. And the subs, again, they were crucial today. The 4 of them, the impact that they had. Tomiyasu, the way he come back with, you have to take Alex off because he was in a yellow and they were targeting him big time, and the rest as well. So I'm really happy.
Fantastic battle, thank you. So if you ahead of this game, you would have taken a point, but after such a strong performance, what's your reaction to that?
Yes, very disappointed. I was telling your colleague because I think we played well. We were very competitive. Again, a very good team like Arsenal. Yeah, so disappointed because on the end we lose 2 points. But I think we need to take very positive things. I think the team was really competitive and the performance was really good.
The handball, you immediately turned round when you saw it and turned to your fans, pointed your arm and said handball. You were absolutely sure about it.
Yes, I think it was obvious. That was penalty, and then when they check, it's penalty. And I think it's nothing to say. Of course, maybe Arsenal can complain about that, but I think nothing to complain. It's obvious the penalty that happened sometime for you and sometime again, but we need to accept that it was penalty.
Was Palmer a little lucky to still be on the pitch? I know you've told your players to be naughty, but that was a little on the edge of a very naughty.
I didn't see, sorry, I didn't see. I don't know.
You haven't seen a replay, really?
No, I didn't see.
Honestly?
Honestly, I didn't see.
Okay.
I didn't see.
He was a little lucky.
I was in the edge. Oh, okay, I trusted you.
But a very strong performance, and then everyone will think that Mudrik's goal was an accident and he didn't mean it. But
You need to ask him, but maybe it was an accident, but for me no. But the credit is for him.
Well, apparently some credit to your long-time goalkeeping coach, Tony Jimenez, because he told him that Raya actually comes out of the goal, and he just said it in an interview.
Who?
Mudrik.
Okay, good.
He's revealing your coaching secrets.
Okay.
So you'd identified that?
Yes, this thing always, I think Arsenal coaching staff, all the coaching staff work in this thing, but on the end the credit always is the player.
Very good coaching, however. Mudrik wanted to pay tribute to Jimenez for that. A bit of a goalkeeping issue, the mistake, though, that let Declan Rice into it. And then you have to say Saka with a brilliant cross, which with Cucurella off the pitch, because he had been so good at keeping Saka quiet.
Yes, unlucky, and yes, very disappointed because concede this goal also, you know. But we need to keep the good things and the positive thing, because we are building something really important. I think with all the circumstances, I think we need to be happy. Today we face a team that was with all these, best player on the squad. We need to still recovering players, and I think yes, we are in a right way.
Thank you so much. Well played.
Absolutely no way did he mean that. No.
Maybe, come on, Gary.
No.
Sure.
He never looked at the goal once. He was looking, he sliced it. For much of the game, it looked like being a bad evening for Arsenal, didn't it? But with a little bit of help, they found a way back.
Yeah, it was. They were really poor, particularly in that first half. Well, up until about 77 minutes, it was all a bit of a damp squib, I suppose. But there was just no quality. Effort was there, but players you would expect to have that final pass and that little bit of extra that you need, it just wasn't happening for them at all. You saw Rice there. Odegaard on this occasion, that's a poor pass. You'd expect better from him. There's no shots on target. They only had 3 touches in the box in that first half, Arsenal. So they were just all over the place. Misplaced pass after misplaced pass. There's another one there. And Jesus has an effort here. I mean, that's so bad you just wouldn't believe it. But you have to give them credit for the way they stuck in. They had to rely on a mistake, though, from Sanchez. I mean, what on earth he's doing there? I haven't got a clue. Just clear it, get rid of it. And then all of a sudden, after 77 minutes, they're given that. It's really good from Rice. They get themselves into the game. That was their first shot on target, so they get a point after the game after being 2-0 down, and that's a really good result for them in the end.
It certainly is. As for Chelsea, 3 league games unbeaten. Not the result they wanted, but green shoots for Pochettino's Lemons?
Yeah. Chelsea were outstanding. They really were, and I think they've been outstanding this season up until the final third. But today they sort of went with 2 10s with Gallagher and Palmer. I thought Jackson would have played, but obviously he's not been doing it. And if you just look at here, the setup, Gallagher and Palmer in that setup, and Mudryk, there was freedom, there was rotation, there was 1-touch, 2-touch passing, and there was flooding of the box. I always talk to you about strikers and where they should be. No matter if you're a striker or not, get in the box where you can affect the game. And I thought Mudryk, after the tough start he's had, I thought he was excellent. Gallagher running into space. Palmer obviously used to sort of playing that false number 10, false number 9 role, number 10 role in there at Man City. But I just think they had something different today. And if it wasn't for the stupid mistakes that they made later on in the game, this game should have been dead and buried. And I mean, we talked about that finish. I think he means it, Gary.
He's not looked at the goal.
He's seen the keeper off his line. Give him some credit for once.
I'll give him credit. I still don't think he meant it.
No, you don't think he means it?
I don't either. But do you know what? Doesn't
matter, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who cares? You spotted an incident. Should Arsenal have had a penalty?
Absolutely.
It's very similar to the Onana one earlier in the season.
Oh, yeah, they should have had a penalty, there's no doubt. I mean, Sanchez just comes there and he wipes him out. Jesus, what's key for me is he actually catches him in the head. Yeah. Look, he goes right through him here. I mean, it's a terrible challenge. Yeah. How on earth can the VAR not think that's a penalty? Yeah. And the referee?
He don't get the ball, does he, there?
Oh, he's nowhere near the ball. No. Clears him out, wipes him out. Of course it should have been a penalty.
Yeah. Wow.
You think so?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. OK.
Very different views from the two managers. Mikel Arteta, incidentally, booked after the full-time whistle had gone for trying to have a conversation there and offer his opinion about the penalty. You two have been debating this all day.
Penalty, come on. You know, you can't debate it. And if he goes there after the match also to the referee, come on, it's stupid. I think, you know, if you were the opposition and you get a moment like that, you want to have a penalty as well. You're not going to say, no, that's not a penalty. It's an obvious penalty. Look, his hands is there. Come on, what do you want?
Righty?
Because they've taken away accidental. So it does. So, like I said, I can say whatever I want to say. I don't look.
What about what Mikel was saying? Jump with your hands in your pockets.
Well, this is why it's so contentious and subjective. Because for me, he's not trying to handball. He's not trying to stop the ball in the air. He's trying to head the ball, and it's deflected onto his hand. But the way the laws are now, anything that touches is a penalty. But for me, I just think that's it's a harsh penalty. I said if you're looking at this penalty, and it's going in the goal off his hand, it's stopped a goal scoring opportunity. But that was missing. I don't expect them not to give that. Not in the current climate. But I just think that the penalties are very harsh now. Even McTominay's one. He's trying to move his hand out of the way. I don't care what anyone says.
OK. Playing out from the back is a hot topic in football.
Yes, the Dutch disease.
The Dutch disease, you call it. You're 2-0 up Chelsea, and the goalkeeper does this.
Exactly. And it was a wrong ball. And because of this mistake, he let, Arsenal get into the game. That was the turning point for them, because on that moment on, they didn't have a sniff. It was not going... It looked like it was not going to happen. And all of a sudden, they get, the spirit back. They had a feeling like, we could still do it. And they did.
We have to talk about the quality of that strike, because that wasn't easy, what he done there to get us back in the game.
Robert Sanchez also involved in an incident that was unpunished, but you felt he was a little fortunate here.
I think that this is a penalty, because if you come rushing in like that and you miss the ball, look, you just bang into players. That's a foul. That's an obvious foul. Look what he's doing. Boom. What do you want? And it happened already before in a game. I think it was Man United against Wolves. Onana. Yeah. Same thing. Look, you just missed the ball. Why is this not a foul? Why? You give me any reason. Because if we do that as a player, same thing.
The people who are making the laws on these things ain't got a clue about playing the game, so they can make those decisions from an office.
So why is it not a foul? I don't get it.
That's a foul.
77 minutes gone, Arsenal 2 down. Is that a sign of their mentality again, to get something out of that game?
I think so,
and remain unbeaten?
Yeah, I think you have to get something out of it. And I think knowing how hard it is to chase City, wherever you go away from home, you have to start better than they started for a start. And then you have to make sure that you get something and take your chances when they come. I think they're very fortunate in the end, because that goalkeeper's mistake gave them the impetus to go forward and try and get something. But the main thing is that they showed character to keep going to get something in the end.
OK, well, of course, last time out, Arsenal beat.
Maurizio, does that feel like 2 points dropped?
Yes, because I think until 77 minutes, when we conceded the first goal, I think they came under control, and we didn't concede too many chances to a team like Arsenal, that is an amazing team that was fighting last season for the trophy, and I think this season improved with some players also, adding some players. And yes, I think disappointed because I think we dropped 2 points.
Thank you. What do you put that down to? Was it just a lack of concentration? Was it the mistake from Sanchez?
No, I think football can happen, this type of situation. Only we need to accept. Today we are in an era of football that all we wanted to play, from back and build from back. And now we cannot say it was, we can be tough. That is football, that is the situation. Of course, mistakes can happen in football. We made mistakes, a lot of mistakes, and when the players are on the pitch, they are allowed to, I think we give the possibility to make a mistake. Of course, unlucky, because I think it was 77 minutes, 2-0, and this goal, I think, gave the belief to Arsenal, and of course, with 2-1, 10 minutes to play, or 13 minutes to play, always you can concede and take risks like they were taken. And on the end, I'm disappointed, but in the same time, I am so happy because we were very competitive. With all the circumstances, I think we need to feel proud about the performance and our players.
Sam?
Mauricio, good performance from Mudryk, perhaps his best ever for Chelsea. But you took him off as well. Did you feel he was sort of running out of gas?
No, I think yes, he played well, but he needs also improve. It's still not, for me, he's not in his best. I think we need to change and to put a little bit more the pressure with Nico Jackson in front. And I think after that situation, I think we create a few chances, and I think we were more closer. The game was closer to 3-0 than to 1. That is the truth. After, if you want to talk in a different way, I don't know. But I think, I think the chances are Palmer and then, of course, Nico. But I think we want to put a little bit of pressure and not to only to say, okay, 2-0 and we are going to protect the result. But on the end, when we change with Reis and Noni on the second, or before that, we concede a few minutes before that we concede the goal. I think, I think was unlucky, a little bit unlucky. That's type of, the sport and football, this situation can happen, and they happen, and we need to feel really sad how we feel. But in another way, we are very positive because we were showing great character and personality, and the team the performance was really good.
Yeah, Maurizio, you've spoken about the youth of the signings and the squad. Is this what you get when you have young players? You get a brilliant 70 minutes, and then one mistake can change the game.
Yeah, that's happening in all the teams. That can happen. Too many games that we are watching every week, and always mistakes. Because football is about the mistake. If you want to score, you need that the opponent made a mistake. If not, I think 90% of the goals is because the opponent made a mistake when you score, and when they score the same. Because football is about to make a mistake. I think only what we can criticize a little bit, that is to read better the situation. In football, the tempo, the timing, 77 minutes, sometimes to take some risk. Okay, we can, because it's our philosophy, but maybe to better decision. But that happened in football. Maybe we can criticize a little bit this situation, but also it's football, and this situation can happen.
Sorry?
What went wrong? What went right?
We conceded 2 and I scored 2. I think went wrong is the start of the game. I think we didn't play with enough purpose with the ball and clarity, and we were just moving the ball without really having the intention to threat them, and that's a really dangerous thing to do against teams like Chelsea. And then we didn't win enough duels, and in tight areas when we had them, they escaped from that and they attack open spaces, and they are really dangerous things to do. So credit to them as well, because they are top side, full of top players, and you have to acknowledge that. And we don't have those two things, then we're going to have average team. When we changed that and we started to leave the level after 20-25 minutes, and especially the second half, that's a different game. We became a much better team, even though they conceded the second goal and it's disappointment. The way the team reacted is phenomenal. Well, the players that they were here, the players that they are on the bench, thinking how the hell I'm going to change the game and help the team. So that's the part that I loved. And what I really liked as well is going to the dressing room, and the dressing room being quiet after drawing 2-2 against Chelsea and being tuned down, because I know that they want more. So that's the positives.
Mikel, what did you make of the penalty?
I already mentioned it to a ref and I got booked for that, so I prefer to make no comments.
So you're not happy with it though?
Eh?
You weren't happy with it?
Not happy with the yellow, yeah.
Mikel.
Just on that, I mean, we always have this debate about whether we think the law is right and whether we think the law's been, and then whether the law has been applied correctly. Did you think? Do you think A, the law is right, and B, has it been applied correctly?
No, but the law is clear as well in where the ball has to be in relation to the action, and it's very close, and it's impossible to jump without lifting your hands. It just mechanically is impossible.
Yeah, Mikel, the character of this side was questioned maybe at the end of last season, and I just wondered in a game in which looked to be going away from them to come back to get to maybe look like they're winning it. Does that tell you something about the progression of character in the individuals you have here?
Yeah, I have no doubt about that, and I could see at half time that it was a night between our teams, and we accepted that we have to do much better, and the game still was there for us, and we had that belief, and even we conceded the goal the way we conceded it, we continue to be like this, and I love that about the team, and I'm going to demand that every single day, because this is who we are, and the only way as well to, when you are not at your best, still create a lot of issues to the opponents.
Mikel, the second goal, the Mudryk goal, can you just break that down for us?
I haven't seen it live again, so we looked at from the angle, it's a very strange angle to consider. I didn't know if it was a deflection or is the trajectory of the ball.
There was no deflection.
So goal.
Sorry?
Goal.
Yeah. The other thing that we wanted to say was that there were chants for Aaron Ramsdale from the Arsenal supporters. Just what was your feeling?
Great. I love him. I will sing as well for him every single day. We sang a lot for him yesterday because he was a father. The most beautiful thing to do, and he's someone that has this charisma and personality and is very loved around the team.
Anyone else, Tom? Just about Sir Bobby Charlton, one of the greats of the English game, who passed away today. Just wondered if you had any thoughts on it.
Really sad news, but I think he leaves us in the best position that you can be as a footballer. The values that he transmitted, the quality, and how he changed English football, how he changed international football, the appreciation that he had, and the love that he had for everybody, the respect that he had for everybody. So really, he already had legacy, but I think that's going to be beyond what he already had. So rest in peace, and I think everybody appreciates and I love what he did for this game.
Hi Mikel, sorry, just quickly, what makes Trossard so good off the bench? He scores so many goals from the bench. Why is he?
Well, first of all, he's very good, and he's got this mentality as well to be always willing to help the team. And he had an injury that he wasn't fit enough to play the last few games. Then he played against City. He had to come off, and he worked really hard in international break to be able to be fit again. And those things is like with Martinelli, changes momentum of season, you know. And I could see that he was ready to come in. Very intelligent run, the way he anticipates the cross and the action, and then obviously the way he executed, because it's still not easy to score.
Yes, they got a point. He said it wasn't good enough, and they went 2-0 down. And tell me Mudryk was definitely crossing here, wasn't he, Bruce?
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
He was lucky to get a goal anyway. So therefore, that was a lucky break, and especially in the beginning of the second half. So that broke a little bit, you know, the attitude of Arsenal. He wanted to cross it, and it just went over it. So it's lucky. I want somebody to interview him and ask him if it was.
I think that you can see
any issue at all with Raya's positioning, right?
I don't think so, because if you look at his head, Raya's looking at him thinking that he's trying to put a cross in. Yeah. So he's trying to make sure that he kind of like guards that. He's not expecting that. No. You can't blame the keeper for that at all, how that's gone in. But like, you know, a goal's a goal, you know.
It's a missed kick.
It's a missed kick, of course.
But it went in, and you know, it counts. And then that moment, I think that Chelsea was playing well, because I had a feeling that Arsenal was withdrawing a little bit. They gave them a little bit more space to have a build-up. And until 75th, so this is an easy game for Chelsea.
And the three of us are having a conversation throughout the game, in general, about goalkeepers playing out for the back and teams taking risks. And then suddenly, this happens with Sanchez, Ruud.
Yeah, we call it in Holland the Dutch disease, because we always want to play from the back. And this is, look, this is, you know, sometimes you need to understand when you have to kick the ball away or when you have to play on. And I think that was a bad decision. And it put them in the driving seat again.
I think it was a brilliant technique, because, like he said, he had to make sure it was curling away from the keeper. and he had a split second to actually execute that. And that is the kind of thing for a team that's fighting for something. That was a break they needed.
And for any substitute, the manager's told, go on and make an impact. Now, Trossard hasn't just done this today. As I say, 3 Premier League goals, they've all come off the bench. He does make a difference.
Well, he does, but like you look at this, it's great cross from Saka. I think when we see it from the other angle, Gusto's got to have a word with himself. Havertz does well here. There's a presence in there, so that keeps the ball in that last third, and they win it back here. But once he gets back involved, they've got to be. He looks at him. They cannot let Saka come back inside here. He looks at him, Gusto, and then he leaves him. Yeah. And that's the 2 bits of quality what Arsenal needed to show. It was Declan Rice's brilliant finish, and this by Saka's pinpoint cross for Trossard to finish. Those are the moments that gave us a point today.
It's a great goal, but it's ball watching. You don't need to do that. The guy on the ball is not the threat. The threat is all behind you, and you need to watch it. And that's where most of the time, where the Italians were always good in, because they always keep a hand on you, always like this, to feel where you are. But the distance is too much, so he doesn't know where he is. So that's. But a great cross, Saka. Yeah, great cross. They believed in it, and all of a sudden, it's 2-2, and you have a feeling as a Chelsea fan that you're throwing something away. I think that Pochettino would be very, very disappointed with this result.
Nearly got better. You were out of your seat, Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I thought it was very opportunist, trying to be very opportunistic in this particular incident, because once this gets to him, Saliba does brilliantly again there. Great run from Eddie, great run from him, and I thought that he wasn't going to quite get there, but then just sticks the toe out, just unlucky. This is the run, brilliant run, shows good pace in between the defenders, and he gets there just in front of Silva, and that is unlucky. That's a great effort from Eddie.
And let's remind ourselves how Chelsea took the lead in the first half, because a lot of people having their opinion on this and what is or isn't handball. The referee didn't give it on field first of all.
No, I was surprised how long he had to look at it. It's a penalty. It's a handball for clear. So I didn't know what he was watching, if it was intentional, not intentional. The thing is, his hands are out. It looks like he heads the ball towards the goal. Okay, if it goes on goal, we don't know yet, but it looks like it. Yeah, if that's not a penalty, I don't know. It's a penalty.
It's harsh. Yeah, of course. The current climate, it is a penalty.
The rule says that it is a penalty.
You look at it there, it's not even going in the goal. I would have said, listen, if it's going in the goal, I'd say, you know what I mean? But the way the law is, it's the mess. The penalty handball law, it's a mess all over.
What would you like to see?
You see what I'd like to see in this instant? If he's heading that ball, it's going on target, then I'll say, something, he's stopped a goal-scoring opportunity. But if you see it and it's going off target, especially as a defender...
So that doesn't matter?
No, not for me. Not for me, because the defender has not made himself unnatural in the way. He's trying to give himself leverage to go and head the ball, and his arms there. That's not intentional. And I know that intentional has nothing to do with it now, but at the same time, they've got to look at that. That's harsh.
That's very difficult. Yeah, it's a difficult rule.
We saw Sterling want to take it. Palmer did take it, and Palmer scored it. Now, one quick... The goalkeeper, Sanchez, coming out and catching Jesus.
It happened already a couple of times. And for me, this is a penalty. And I cannot understand. They are above here. The VAR is above this studio. And this is a foul. You just... Look,
nowhere near the goalkeeper.
Nowhere near. Not even... Look, this is a penalty. If you do that as a player...
He's missed the whole ball.
It's unbelievable for me. And he also, he can get hurt like that. And I think it happened also with Man United one game.
Yeah, on Onana against Wolves. Yeah.
Same thing, and I don't understand why this is not a penalty. It's a clear foul. You come too late, and you can hurt somebody. So I think that is definitely for me a penalty. They should do something about it. VAR upstairs, guys.
If he's coming this far. If he's coming this far...
And he's just too late.
He's made a foul, but at the same time, Jesus is in amongst the bodies. You have to look at that. If he catches Tomiyasu, you'd probably say something. No. But, the fact that Jesus is in amongst the bodies, people will say, well, Jesus was nowhere near the ball. But at the same time, the goalkeeper's missed.
He can't go to the ball either. I think it's a foul. For sure.
I think it's a foul.
It's a foul.
It's a foul.
So
It's
what do
foul.
you do? If it's a foul, then it is a penalty.
I don't know. I don't know what now. I5.
What are the rules in
I
here
don't know
then?
anymore.
What is the rules in
I
here
got a
then?
clue what's going on anymore. You know.
No, we won't ask Ricey that. What we do know is you've got a point, Arsenal, and you said it was crucial not to lose the game. They're still unbeaten. They're level on points with Manchester City after all of that.
And the thing with that as well, Steve, is to play as poorly as they played, and you heard Declan Rice say it there, it's going to be interesting to hear Mikel Arteta's interview, but the main thing is not to lose. And it's not just a case of just for Man City, it's just to, when you're not playing well, you find something. Yes, the goalkeeper gave us a chance and we took it well, but you have to get something out of these games away from home because you have to win your home games if you're going for the title. You have to win them.
So Chelsea lead Arsenal in the London derby by a 1-0. Much to discuss. Let's get into it. The big incident after 12 minutes. Rude. Any complaints from a Chelsea point of view?
No, I think it's a penalty. It's a clear penalty. His hands is up, and the ball could go to the goal. It's harsh because you need to jump. You need to do something with your arms. You can't jump without it. So he needs to do that. But the ball goes to. It could go towards goal. And then it is a penalty. And if that is not a penalty, what is?
Well, interestingly, Righty, Chris Kavanagh didn't give it on field. It needed the intervention of Jared Gillett and VAR. How are you feeling about this?
Well, I think that even there we could see that the header looked like it was missing. I'm not sure how else he's supposed to try and jump to try and win it. His arm is naturally going to go out to his side. And I just feel that the people who made that particular law in respect of that penalty in the proximities, they don't play football. You can't do anything about that. There's nothing Saliba can do about trying to challenge and his arms over there and the ball hits it. There's nothing he can do.
But that is difficult to point out for a referee, what is intensive and what is not. That is the difficulty. That's why they made this rule to make it a little bit more clear.
Well, then, you know the thing with this one, then, Rude, they should look and see, is that definitely going in? Is he stopped a goal-scoring opportunity? Because if you look at it, that's what they should be judging that on, because there's nothing Saliba could do to get out of the way of that. So if that's going in the goal, then I don't think I'd complain about it. That's not going in the goal.
Presumably the interpretation is it's out, it's above your head height, it's in an unnatural, above shoulder height.
That don't look unnatural to me in respects of trying to challenge for a ball in the box. His arm's not up here.
But that is true, but you have to draw a line, as a referee, to where you should, give a penalty or not. I think it's already difficult for referees to point that out. And they change the rules a lot of times to make it more difficult. The thing is, there's so many grey areas in football that it makes it sometimes difficult to pinpoint everything.
The thing is with Rude, even if Arsenal got that, I'd be saying that's harsh on Chelsea because I'm not sure what the defender could do.
Harsh for sure.
Because...
But it is a penalty.
Okay, I'll leave it with Rude.
Okay, we must move on. Now, what I must ask you is, Cole Palmer took the penalty, as he did at Burnley, but you noticed just beforehand, Raheem Sterling running across.
No, Ian noticed it. He was seeing this discussion, and I think that, look, he just said, no, Palmer. I like that, but Palmer,
I like that from Palmer, but I like the fact that the team came round and said, let him do it, and Raheem took it. Look, Raheem's going over to celebrate with him. The thing is that Raheem looked a little bit disappointed at first, but then Fernandes came and said something, someone else came and said something, and it's done. And they scored a penalty, and everybody's celebrating together. It's not a bad thing.
It's good for he is a striker. He wants to score goals, and he was eager to take it. I like that, and that's what you need from a striker. So therefore, positive for him.
Okay, so that's the first away goal Arsenal conceded this season. What has gone wrong with Arsenal? Why have Chelsea stopped them playing?
It's not so much what's gone wrong with Arsenal. I have to give Chelsea credit for the way they've defended. They've defended very well. They know Arsenal want to play out from the back, and when you look at the 4-4-2 that they've got, you can see the spaces what they're leaving. You can see space on the wings, and you can see space in the defensive area. Look how much space Chelsea is saying, you can have it there. We haven't got no problems with you having the ball there. But you can see how narrow it is. Look where Cucurella is. Look where Gusto is. They're quite narrow. But then, once this ball goes here, look, now Cucurella, you can see even to a certain extent, Saka gets down, he's going to be a bit isolated. But then Cucurella does well. And that's what he's been doing all game. He's not giving him no opportunity to get on the ball, Saka. We can't get them into a one-on-one situation. This is a 4-3-3, and you can see how they've blocked in those two guys. Look where he has to come. Look where, there. Look, and Cucurella in again. They win the ball. Arsenal not moving it quick enough. They're not brave enough. They're not putting it into areas. People are not making the movement. So we can't get the balls into one-on-one situations so Saka can take him on. And Chelsea are defending well.
But it was hard for Chelsea to keep on doing that. I think they did it for 20 minutes. Then they scored a goal. And then after that, Arsenal had much more of the ball.
But too slow, Ruud.
Too slow. It's not easy. I think they have to have more patience if they want to get to areas where they can score a goal. Chelsea has a lot of difficulty for build-up. Every ball they got, all the time goes back. Eventually it goes to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper has to have the long ball. How many times they had the long ball, there was nobody there. So therefore, Chelsea is just hoping that Arsenal has the ball, try to nick it from him, and then in a counter-attack try to score a goal. That's a little bit the plan of Chelsea.
Emirates Stadium in North London. My name is Derek Ray, and with me is my commentary partner Lee Dixon, and very much looking forward to bringing you action from the Premier League. It's Arsenal taking on Chelsea.
Yeah, thank you, Derek. I'm really looking forward to this. Both teams certainly capable of producing some entertaining football. Hopefully we'll get that.
And so the starting 11 for Arsenal. Bernd Leno stands between the posts. Thomas Partey starts with Granit Xhaka in the centre of the pitch. And the main forward here is Alex Lacazette. Timo Werner. Difficult to stop him. Well, the chance looked to be on, but found himself offside. Martinelli. Thomas now. Really getting stuck in. Martin Ødegaard. Well, that pass easy on the eye. Offside by a fraction. Might really be able to trouble them here. That's a very impressive piece of defending. Must take the lead here. Can they put it away? Well, nothing untoward happened. Granit Xhaka. It's with Ødegaard. Lacazette. Oh, what an opportunity. And a goal! Not wasting much time today. They strike first. Well, let's take another look at that goal, shall we? Well, away they go again. What effect will that goal have on Chelsea? We're going to find out. And an astute piece of defending.